Let's do some catching.
Today, I really want to talk a lot about candle stuff.
Yeah, I think it's time we do some candle talk.
It's top of mind for me because a lot of people have been talking on like TikTok. It's going around the internet, like the whole concept of like candle toxicity. Are they bad for your health? So I think we should
address
that a little bit on today's podcast.
I feel like candles are something that like people just released out there, and like everyone assumes that we know everything about them, but we actually like don't know, and they're like live beings in a way.
Are you talking
like,
about we as in
the ustedes?
Not us. We don't know nothing about candles.
No, like people.
Sure.
Like they've become so ubiquitous that like we don't like second guess or like our knowledge about them, or like the fact that they are like, you know, they're
it's a fire in your house.
Yeah,
it's a controlled fire in your house. Right.
So it's not just like set it and forget it.
Right. There's a lot of things that go into the safety of candles, but something that has been raised more recently is like the ingredients and are they harmful for your health? And
you actually have all the answers. Like you're very educated on this topic for obvious reasons.
I mean, when we first decided to get into candles, we did lots of research and spoke to a lot of experts about what the best quality ingredients would be. Because we are, I don't know if it's painfully obvious, but extreme hypochondriacs. I mean, we're not trying to do anything that's going to upset our very sensitive
we can feel discomfort in the smallest of places. Like Jocelyn will be like, my toenail hurts. And nothing hurts more than a toenail.
Oh, when a toenail's acting up, it's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, call an ambulance.
Oh, and guess what, guys? We have the main person of the podcast. It's Ms. Molly here. She's on prednisone because she's dealing with a little mild pancreatitis. Not to worry. We've been assured she's okay. But the prednisone has made her absolutely batshit crazy.
She's like the Tasmanian devil, this dog.
Can I give her to you?
She's on some shit. Yeah. Here
Alaina
she is.
has a better lap.
Okay. Let's just calm down.
And of course, she's showing off the part of her body that she is obsessively licking all the time. So,
well, yeah. We all have one, don't we?
What? But yeah, before we sort of delve into like all the ins and outs of that, let's light up our candles of the week.
And this is like another, this is candle like 2.0, 201.
There's so much candle, 101, 201, 301, all of it. I think today I want to talk mostly about kind of like ingredients and things like that, and we can talk more about other elements of candles on future kind of catch-ups.
Sure.
But we are going to introduce one of my favorite things to do, which is layering scents. Love
it's like an outfit.
Yes, and like something about our collections is we actually design them to kind of be burned together for like a super scent, and we like to go cross into different collections. So today we're going to be burning Share, Jasmine, and Rosewater.
Sure.
Which is from the 70s Icons collection, and this is a personal fave. I mean, they're all personal faves, but I really love Share. I do burn her a lot. It's basically like a beautiful jasmine, powdery rose with a little bit of clove at the base. And that clove is such an unexpected scent note with these kind of jasmine-y, light, petally florals. And it grounds it and gives it this like interest. And I think it smells like a really luxurious bath.
It like reminds me of Cher.
Yeah.
It has like a contralto vibe to it.
Yeah, it does. It has like a lot of mezzo notes. Yeah. Contralto notes.
Yeah.
I just like
I feel like she'd like it.
Yeah, it's super good. It has an amazing throw. And it's also, the scent notes are kind of like light, so it's not like a super, like you're never going to get a headache from our candles.
Give me a sniff of that.
Yeah. What do you think?
She's just a classic.
Isn't that good?
It's like musky, but like floral.
It's all the things. You can put her down.
For lack of better terms, it's masculine and feminine.
Do you want to light her up actually with the Mom, I Am a Rich Man lighter?
Mom, I am a rich man.
I love that. And the wick has already been pre-trimmed for all of you candle heads out there.
No uncut wicks here. Uncut wicks.
And I'm burning it alongside Willow Palo Santo, which is from the Coven collection.
Named after Willow Rosenberg from Buffy.
Oh, that one hits so good. It's like a light, it's kind of sandalwoody, very like creamy woods. Creamy woods.
Yeah, creamy woods. And again, there's no Palo Santo.
No, it's made from an accord, so nothing has been unethically sourced.
Yeah.
We're not into that. But these two smell super good together because it basically makes Cher, dark lady drinking, singing, lit the candles one by one.
I mean,
it gives it like a witchiness.
Can you even? Do you want me to light her?
Please do.
And then do you want to, I guess we're going to go into what these accoutrements are.
I brought the tools out because I think it's going to be really important for talking about candle safety things.
Gorgeous. So, what a vignette.
Since these are candles that I've never burned this one before, and she's only been burnt like for like a couple of, like maybe like an hour, you can use a lighter to light because they're closer to the top. It's safe. You're not going to burn your hand. So yeah. That's the thing. You want to use the right tool to light the candle at the right position in the jar. We love a lighter for early on burns for sure. Yeah, otherwise, you got to start to like turn it, and you can get soot in the jar.
For the first light.
It's my first light. I'm a principal. I can't stop doing Jody.
Don't ever stop. Keep it going.
But yeah, so the candle tools are definitely going to come into play today from our candle care kit because really the only thing. And this is the long and short of it. The only thing you really have to worry about when it comes to burning scented candles in your home is what are they made out of?
Yeah.
And how are you caring for them?
Yeah, I mean, it's like a step below a houseplant, kind of.
I would say above.
Oh, okay.
Because what's the worst thing a plant's going to do?
Yeah, it's not going to burn your house down.
Right. It's not, exactly. I think it is extremely important. Like, for example, right now, we're monitoring our candles. They're on a heat-safe surface. They're on an even surface. There's no drafts. This curtain is a little bit suspect. Thank God we're right here. I would never recommend lighting a candle near a breezy curtain because that's how
especially with a Tasmanian devil dog running around knocking
cats and
shit
dogs.
over.
Yeah, you want to be careful of kids, cats, dogs, you know.
The usual suspects.
The usuals.
Sometimes husbands.
So, you never know. But sometimes you got to watch out for a lot of husbands take candles while their wives are at work and use them, which I think is so funny.
Just come out with it.
No, I literally will get messages and be like, I came home from work and look who's burning Sabrina.
Good for them.
And I love it. And
That's
I'm like,
fresh.
You know?
That's fresh.
Everybody loves candles.
Imagine if we came out with a line that was like guys stuff.
It would just be
what
like,
would it even be? Like, what's our take on that?
Fresh.
Motors. Cooper Nielsen motorcycle.
Oh, nice. That's going to be up there with the Tom Cream motorcycle. It's just a
motorcycle. It's like Honda Triumph.
I feel like guys really like apple-scented candles.
That's precious.
And by guys, I mean like straight guys. Every straight guy that I've ever sort of candled with or talked about candles with is like likes apple.
That's fresh.
So
what does that harken back to? Like Jolly Ranchers?
I think it's just like I feel like our grandmothers and mothers always burned those like Yankee apple candles, and it's just sort of a classic, clean but enjoyable scent. And it's not, you're not really worried about it being too sweet. It's sweet but tart. Yeah, I don't know. I love an apple candle.
It's not gay.
It's not. Apples are not. Well, that's for a different story. So yeah. Anyways, so when we were building how we were going to make our candles, a few things that we had to have. Obviously, pure cotton wicks. The type of wick you use helps to prevent soot.
Right.
And really, soot is the thing you have to be the most worried about because as far as the chemicals in candles, and I want to remind everybody that chemicals are everywhere.
Yeah, they're all amongst us.
Literally everything.
Constantly.
Everything is a chemical.
Yeah.
The air is a chemical.
Including us.
Right. Everything is amount of dosage.
Yeah.
Toxicity is dosage. For example, you can literally die from water toxicity.
Yeah.
You can drink or imbibe too much water and die.
Like regardless of whether or not it's poisonous.
No, I'm talking about regular, degular, from the spring.
Yeah, if you drink like a gallon in 5 minutes, you're like gonna die.
It's not good for you.
Yeah.
Right. So everything is a matter of dosage. And there have been numerous studies done by very smart people that use labs and things.
Doctors. PhDs.
doctors.
Universities.
It's like something like 1 to 1 billion parts per million particles or something, which is essentially the equivalent of taking a teaspoon of a chemical and putting it into an Olympic-sized swimming pool. That's how safe it is to burn candles in your home.
Right.
Safer yet, burn candles that are made of really good ingredients like our candles, which are 100% soy wax. And you got to check on that because some candles and some companies, you are allowed to say your candles are soy wax or they say soy wax blend when there's other stuff in them.
Right.
That being said, even paraffin candles, which are a byproduct of petroleum, are still studied as being safe to burn.
Right.
So you're doing even better by getting something with a higher quality, low melting point, because that means we got less soot and less smoke. Because the thing you really have to be worried about more than anything is soot and smoke.
And like you can see when you burn a candle that like has sometimes there's like lead in the wick.
Not anymore.
Okay. But like back in the day,
but they do still have metal wicks. So
yeah,
those
it's like
are
in there.
nasty.
It's like woven in there. And like sometimes like we've burned candles.
We've tested many candles.
Right. And they'll leave soot on the wall. There's like shit on the toilet. It's like, it ends up places where you're like, oh my God, am I breathing this shit in?
Yes. And that's kind of what you want to be more concerned about, which even then is not that concerning.
Yeah, like even then, it's not as bad as like a lot of other stuff we do.
Do you want to know what's worse for you than burning a scented candle in your home?
Gas station sushi.
Absolutely. A fireplace.
Yeah, there's like so much stuff we do.
Cooking.
Cooking. Yeah.
Just cooking in your house.
Yeah.
Having a certain amount of people in a room can put too much carbon dioxide in the room, which is less safe for you. Yeah.
Damn. Just like whatever we emit as humans.
Yes. Like
farts.
These are right. These are things that sort of like these like kind of like health talk, and people that don't know what they're talking about will come out and be like, scented candles aren't.
It's like alarmist.
That's not these. It's just scientifically false.
It's like alarmist, like clickbait stuff.
And of course, we have a vested interest in it because we're candle heads and we have a candle business. But this is I'm telling you guys, like, truly, we are hypochondriacs.
Oh,
like,
yeah. And on top of like being a hypochondriac, I'm also allergic to everything.
She's an asthmatic as well.
Yeah, I have an inhaler.
How many candles do we burn in a week? I mean, tens?
Infinite?
Tens of candles.
Yeah, I mean.
Which is a lot.
Yeah, we always have one going.
And does it make your asthma worse?
No, I can't even. I experience the glorious scents of our candles, but like I don't ever get like a reaction. Like I'll light candles, even good ones, and like get like a rash. Like I'm like Thomas J.
Right.
But like never with our candles.
No, and that has nothing to do with candles. That's if you're allergic to the scent.
Yeah, that's like if the scents, whether it's synthetic or not,
right,
just like trigger something that's like different in the environment to me.
And on that note, I want to talk about scent oils in general.
Right.
So there's like a whole thought about like essential oils being better for you, which is absolutely not true.
Yeah, that's like false.
That's incorrect. You are more likely to be allergic to essential oils than to synthetic scent oils.
Like essential oils are
Sorry,
kind
I
of
just
like...
got like absolutely distracted by Molly revealing.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Revealing
this could be dangerous.
This is the prednisone. That's why we're right here.
Yeah.
Right.
Like essential oils are kind of like, I mean, they're nice when in a diffuser or whatever, but like you're saying, diffusers are more dangerous.
Yes.
Or can
because
cause
you're literally
more harm.
inhaling pure
oil.
But
it is like pseudoscience.
Yes. Oh, I mean, essential oils for health.
Yeah, but like that's like it kind of gets like intertwined at this point.
Totally. But something to know about.
Speaking of my allergies.
Yeah. This is just constantly. I'm
sorry.
Take out your nose ring, D.
I don't want to because I need people to know I'm gay.
I think that gets.
Can you guys tell?
But yeah, so synthetics, which are basically almost molecularly identical to their essential or, cold pressed or whatever sister, they are typically less allergenic than essential oils.
Yeah.
So that being said, if you're somebody who's allergic to cedar,
right,
don't get a cedar candle.
Yeah.
Because you're probably going to be allergic to that. So, like, if you're having a reaction to that, you're probably just allergic to one of the scent notes.
The specific thing.
Which is way more common than you're not going to have an issue with,
like,
a small combustion of slowly burning soy wax that releases what is essentially a teaspoon of something into an Olympic-sized swimming pool. And this has been studies done in like small bathrooms too. It's the same.
Yeah.
It is not toxic to you. But again, always better to get the best possible ingredients whenever you're introducing something into your space.
Which is what we do.
And that's exactly
And when we
what
burn
do.
our candles, like in the bathroom, like we burn them in the bathroom constantly.
Sure.
There's like never soot, ever.
Never.
Ours is like the only candle I've ever burnt that like doesn't leave any soot. And
then,
I'm not,
And you know what else too? Candle care and how you care for them. This is where.
Again, it's like a plant.
Exactly. This is where it comes in. Like it's alive. And you don't want soot. You just, first of all, it's gross. And that's just the stuff that we just don't need to be breathing in.
It's like a few little things that you can do to care for your candle that just make the experience so much better.
Exactly. So I'm going to show you as an example when you blow out a candle versus when you dip a wick.
Right. It's not your birthday. You don't have to blow it out every time.
No. You don't. It's not your birthday. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys.
Is this your favorite method, would you say?
I think so. So let's say you blow out this candle. Look at the smoke, okay? We don't want that. So
No, Nanette.
So if you were to have this candle lit and then you just dip it into the wax,
would you look at that?
What do you know?
Would you look at that?
There's no
more smoke. Would you look at that?
And for people who are listening to this, there's no more smoke.
For people who are listening to this, go on YouTube. Look up this episode.
Can you relight that though? Because I absolutely can't live without it.
I would love to. But again,
so that's
I'm not going to turn it to light it.
That is a...
You know what? Can you get me some matches?
Oh, yeah. Great idea.
Good thing we have matches to hand. Thank you.
Yeah.
Glow your own way. Get it?
Right?
It's a Stevie Nicks reference.
So...
You know what? Let me just transfer.
Ooh, magical. So that's the safest way if you want no smoke. If you want no smoke when you blow out your candle, that's going to be the safest way. And then again, another tip for if you have a smoky match.
Can I do this one?
If you have a smoky match.
Yeah.
Just 1 second. Just run it under the cold tap.
Yeah.
And then throw it away. I never throw a match away without running under water first. You never know. You just don't know if it's hot still, if you got paper in your trash.
What if you have like something flammable?
Right.
An old-fashioned Nova top.
You have to use your smarts here. Just like, is this hot? Can this catch on fire?
Hotornot.com.
Hotornot.com.
Should I show
another way. Yeah, so I also like to extinguish candles, especially if you have a wick that's like a little bit short and you're not sure if she can handle being bent and dunked a whole bunch. This is another way to extinguish a candle. And now it's not smoke free, but it's minimal smoke. So this is a candle snuffer.
You can also just like hold it for a little bit.
So you just hold it over the top and just hold it there. Give it a good, 2-3 Mississippi. And then that is going to be it's out.
I feel
that's minimal smoke.
I feel like some sort of like medieval witch too when I do
right?
it.
So that's another really good way to extinguish your candle safely. And what we're talking about here, you guys, is like a candle that's smoking for absolute seconds. So it's not going to be that big of a deal. And then once the wicks are dry, you're going to want to trim the tops of the wicks. You know when you see that little mushroom head that comes on top of it? Was I not meant
to light that? Sorry.
You can light it. Okay. Absolutely. Do what you want to do. The little mushroom head that kind of comes on the wick, it's like a little frayed.
It looks like an atomic
bomb. Cut that off
bomb.
Because that is going to drop debris into your wax pool, which is extremely unsafe because it can catch on fire and cause smoke and soot and all that shit. And it helps it just to burn cleaner and more evenly.
You just want to get rid of all the gunk.
Get the gunk. And then when it comes time to kind of like extinguish your candle, if you have a hang up on the side of the glass, scrape it around, even out the wax pool. Don't be afraid to make your candles like they're wax that's burning on fire. And there's so many things that contribute to how something burns. You're going to have to help it.
Yeah.
If you're in a cold room and the edges of the glass stay cold, it's not going to burn all the way to the edge.
Or if it's like
science.
on a slightly, like on a sink, sometimes it's a little bit tilted.
Make sure you turn it.
Yeah.
Keep rotating your candles. Like that's exactly. These are all really good tips. And those are really the things like when you do your research, and I really want people to go and do their own research and look at reputable sources. There's a lot of articles that have come out recently about this, and they have all unequivocally said it's safe. So I just wanted to kind of address that as best as I could.
Breaking news. Candles
Breaking
are
news,
safe.
candles are safe. And this is not just coming from people who are selling you candles. Like, I am extremely conscientious about my health and your health and Molly's health.
Yeah, and we like to consume candles, so we've made it so we can.
And one other thing was, in a few of the articles that I read, the doctors that were doing the research said that there's actually studies showing that the therapeutic effects of burning candles are actually good for you.
It outweighs it. There's no negative.
So it's actually, go for it. Enjoy yourself.
There's nothing quite like light. It's like the self-care of it. Like, we are just like little cave monkeys at the end of the day.
Yes. The nostalgia,
especially
the
at
relaxation.
night, just like having like a little cluster of light on the coffee table, really, in the winter time, it like cured my seasonal depression.
Oh, there is something about the flicker of a flame and like the something with the back of your eye and your brain that is like, it's so good for you. It's extremely soothing. So, guys, light up your candles, pick good quality candles. Probably you don't want to use ones that are made from petroleum byproducts, just because they burn really fast and they burn kind of smoky, and that's really what you have to be concerned about. But yeah, follow the instructions. Don't burn them for more, than 4-ish hours, or as long as it takes to get a liquid pool across the top. Keep them burning nice and clean. Keep the wicks straight. Keep the wicks trimmed.
Like, if you're gonna leave your house,
blow them out,
or like snuff them out.
Yeah.
Do not leave them running.
Blow them out. Exactly.
Because that's dangerous.
Totally.
Do you ever just like look at a candle that's burning and like, especially like pillar candles, I'll watch them burn.
Yeah.
At like a restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how does that work?
How do
candles,
they work?
How do they work?
Also, I do want to mention that we've literally been burning candles since the dawn of man. Like for
I mean, what do you think we did before the Gilded Age?
Right. We've been burning candles, and like we're okay.
That's all we'd had. I guess we had lanterns, which was like way bad.
Way bad. Like way worse for you. Yes. And literally a fireplace is worse for you.
Yeah.
It's carcinogenic. You're literally just like burning in.
I love a fireplace, but then you like get up from it and you smell like it for the rest of time.
Oh, I have like clothes that like if you go and you wear it in a fire, you have to like go get them dry cleaned.
I hate that. What is that?
It just smells.
It just smells like I love candles. That's why I love candles.
Also, too, like pet safety is a thing. Aside from like there are certain scent notes that I know like some birds can't be around. So this is not bird talking. I don't know about birds, but definitly do your own research on that.
I don't know about birds, she says.
I don't. I'm not like a bird expert, but
in another life,
I would love to be. I love birds. But like Molly has been around candles her whole life, and she's almost 16, and she's in great health,
and she just smells really good. Do you know what's really crazy to me about like scented candles? Because like obviously we're in the world or in a time where like the metaverse is a thing and like Web3 and you can like go live your life online basically.
Yeah.
But you can never recreate a scent, but like candles do that.
Yeah, they do.
It's like OG AI.
It is kind of.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's the thing about scent is that we all know that it's the scents most closely tied to memory.
The scents yeah. I know.
Sucks.
I saw your brain. You're like,
carry the
scents.
one. Yes. Yeah, exactly. It really does transport you. They're transformative.
Yeah.
And I, as somebody who has like very sensitive autistic traits, which means that my senses are a little bit heightened in some ways, scent for me is extremely meaningful and can completely switch my mood, and like actually it helps me like work through stuff.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, interesting.
Like I'll burn a candle of ours that we haven't burned in a while, and then all of a sudden I'm like brought back to that, and I'm like, oh my God, remember that?
Oh my God, you're nostalgic for your own candles even.
Yes.
Like a song. Like a song that played during a time.
Absolutely exactly like that.
Because you know how like music decorates time?
Yeah.
Candles decorate space.
So
what candle of ours is like the most nostalgic for you? Does it like
when I burn like Hetty and Claudette, they make me think of like season 1 Bijou Candles, like 2017 Starlets collection, and like I like specifically remember developing those scents and being like, yes,
those were like your bebes.
They're my bebes.
Like those two specifically are like your faves.
Because there's like Neroli, Tuberose,
and people
Jasmine.
People who like those two scents too, like love them.
Yes.
Like we have one customer who buys Claudette by like the dozens.
Oh yeah, Keiko Lynn.
Yeah.
Yes. She's an influencer. She makes
Like
really cool
yeah.
costumes and stuff, and she's I used to follow her like a billion years ago. She's like she's like an OG blogger, but she's obsessed with Claudette, and I'm always like honored, very honored.
She gets it.
But yeah, she buys them by like the bucketfuls, which I'm always like appreciative of. Yeah.
Which candle is most nostalgic for your life, not for like the candles themselves? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that's so interesting. I think the festive faves.
Ugh.
I want to say Ingrid, which is pine and balsam, which is like a Christmas tree kind of scent.
Mm-hmm.
It really gives me like the New England kind of holiday vibes that I like, that wintry.
The thing about Ingrid too is like it could be the backbone to like another scent that you light, because it's like if it's like
it's
Christmas
great
winter
to burn
time,
alongside.
it's like here's your pine tree, and then here's like everything else around it.
Burn Judy for the baked goods.
Yeah, well, Lucille's my favorite.
Lucille is like your mulled wine and like spiced oranges, like that. The Festive Faves collection, which we have available in the jars, burning that together is like a little holiday day.
Yeah,
it's just like a little holiday delight. That's the whole concept of that, is like burning them all together for this experience of like you're recreating a holiday or the winter time, for example.
New England Christmas holiday.
Let me ask you the same question. Do you have a candle that makes you think, like, gives you really nostalgic vibes?
Like, I would say Lucille, but like, it's so funny how we just tie nostalgia with like Christmas time, even though I didn't really like celebrate Christmas. Yeah. Like, it wasn't that deep.
Yeah.
I love Dolly.
I know. Do you remember when we first like started test burning the Dolly candle, and we were like, is this going to be too much? Like, is it too peachy or whatever? And then we burned it and we were like losing our minds.
No, it's like perfect.
I literally remember being like, this is so good.
It's so, because there was like, when we lived in Vienna, there was this popsicle, like this like peach iced tea popsicle that I used to like be obsessed with. And
it's giving peach tea for sure.
And it like reminds me of it, because it's like it's fake peach mixed with real peach, do you know what I mean? It's like
the way that our peach candle smells is literally like a real juicy peach.
Yeah, but it's bumped up a little bit. It's like it's very like Call Me by Your Name, it's very ripe.
It's magic peach. Yeah, the ripest juiciest peach, which is like part of the scent description. It's truly the ripest juiciest peach. And like if you read the reviews on that candle, everyone's like, this is a real peach.
Yeah.
It's not like peach rings,
but it's also like it's not like clawingly sweet, because like the floral does like
totally balanced.
Our candles are so balanced because like you really have, how I talk about like Kate Bush or Stevie Nicks, like how they write music, or even Carly, they will make music that like they use the same notes that I like, and the same like note progression, chord progressions. Like, it's like my taste. So like any music that they put out, I like it.
Yeah.
Like I just recently listened to Kate Bush's Ariel, which is like one of her newer albums, like all the way through, and I'm like obsessed with it.
I know.
And just like,
'cause you like her taste.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but like for you, I like your taste for scents, like the way that you interpret things or like mix. Because you're the scent master. Like, I do
She does
like,
the design.
and I'm like, yeah, that's great, like, when I smell it. But, like, the way that you do it is, like...
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Because I put a lot of my butt into it.
And you have a lot of butt.
And I'll literally be like, something's not sitting right with me with that. And I, like, will tweak it until it's exactly how I like it.
And you're very much like the Princess and the Pea, too, when it comes to...
Very fussy.
Yeah.
Like, you guys, we couldn't be fussier.
I know, right? Like, you see how much I move in this chair. Like, I'm screaming right now because, like... something in my pants is hitting my leg.
Is it a tag?
It's always a tag. Take tags out of clothes.
Right?
Make them removable. Easily removable.
So, you know what? I love when companies have the ones that just tear out.
Yeah.
God bless.
Is that so much to ask?
I have a pair of underwear that I'm wearing currently that have a tag that you can't rip
They're in the room?
They're in the room. And they're literally like, the tag is long. It's Skims. I'm just going to say it.
Does it go into your butt crack?
Yeah. And, like, you can't, like, cut it off, because when you cut it, it's worse.
Does it make a hole? Or what's left?
What's left is, like... and
what's the tag made out of?
Some rough fabric ribbon. Like, I'm sorry, but, Kim, get on that.
Kimberly. Please.
For God's sakes. Yeah, so do you think I kind of covered like some safety candle things? Do you have any questions that you think I should kind of delve into a little bit more?
I mean,
I feel like
no, I feel like that
if
was
you guys
pretty
have any questions,
comprehensive.
definitely
Yeah.
reach out to us,
Comment
podcast at
below.
Bijou Candles, and comment or message me on Instagram at Bijou Candles. I'm always on there chatting away. But yeah, I just really wanted to address that because it has come up a lot online, and I was like, you know what? Let me just throw in my
Nip
2
this
cents
in the bud.
because this is not a thing.
It's not. And next week we'll cover scent layering. Not next week, whenever.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to talk about building scent layering and like
Scent notes.
how you can have a candle, like your own collection that you put together. And you can design different rooms and do scent design in your home.
Right.
Because it makes your life experience better.
I mean, like, when they come into our house, they're like, oh my God, it smells so good in here.
Right. Isn't that lovely?
Right. I mean, you wear outfits, you decorate your house. Why
you put
not,
perfume on.
Yeah, why not, like, go crazy with candles?
I completely agree. And listen, we're here on this earth and we have potentially 5 or more senses. You know?
And ask Tyler Henry. How many is he working with?
Right? And it's that makes it so that we are living in a simulated experience that we can only experience through what we can, tangibly understand, right?
Yeah.
Let us decorate that and enjoy that.
Right.
As much as we can. Because it makes it more fun.
It does.
It really does. And that's just like kind of where I'm at with that.
And it's like a form of self-expression as well. I think.
Well, one of the things I really like about our candles, which is something that I struggled with a lot growing up, is that like I have like a certain aesthetic for myself, but I'm also like a big fan of like the people that I like listen to and watch and admire, and the movies I love. Like I take pieces from all of that and curate, what I find funny and interesting in my personality. Like truly,
it's like the only way we talk, honestly.
Right? It's like
my
neurodivergent language. And sometimes finding things to like showcase that in my home and in my space don't necessarily match my aesthetic, which is really specific. And you end up with stuff that's just like a little bit more
steampunk.
Yeah, or like posters and like, and that's just like not my vibe. I want something a little more elevated. And like being able to like combine that pop culture element with fine fragrance and beautiful vessels that look chic and cool. That's the ultimate dream. Like whenever I find something that's like chic and cool, but it's like harkens back to like something campy or something whatever.
I mean, it's the best.
It's the best thing ever. And I know a lot of people feel the same way.
And the thought of like lighting one for the person.
Yes. You know what?
And
let's give Cher a little vibe today. Let's give Willow Rosenberg a little vibe today. I love it. We've got like some feminist justice happening here. Some witchy feminist vibes.
So good. I love it. Sure.
So let me ask you, Alaina, aside from all the candles and everything else, what else have you been up to? What have you been watching? AKA, what have we been watching and looking like? Let's catch up.
Speaking of, we do have a newsletter where we go over the things that we watched.
Great call.
Like I picked the top 3 things that we watched and like give my 2 cents on whether or not you
I think your
watch.
newsletters are so funny. Yeah, so
Thank
if you guys aren't subscribed to our newsletter, it's not just like sales emails. We send out what we watched on Mondays, and then on Thursdays, it's Have You Seen This Yet? Which is where Alaina goes through our texts and emails and looks through all the stuff that we send each other.
Yeah, it's like it's not like always like news or top of mind stuff.
No, it's like TikToks.
Yeah, or like animal pictures.
Memes. Like whatever. And I always think it's like super funny because it is like telling a story a little bit of just kind of like what's going on in the world, what's going on in our world.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, definitely subscribe to that if you don't, because I think there's a lot of interesting information that comes out of there.
I mean, top of mind for me is Love Island. And we're on the Hulu version, so it's like behind, I guess.
Right. So we're watching the Love Island UK, the winter one, which is the first time they've ever done it in the winter. And to that I say, finally.
Finally. I mean, I think it was a weather issue because they're in South Africa and it's very windy.
Yeah. Apparently, currently, they're like slowing down production for a little bit because the wind is just too wind.
It's been winding too hard.
But regardless of that, like with the lack of vitamin D that we're having over here, I needed this season of Love Island.
Right? I need to see straights behave badly. you know?
It's just such a good show. Like, I find myself screaming at the TV. I'm like, well, why would she say that?
Like, I'm like, it's every instant, I'm like, I can't look away.
One of the things that I find super interesting about the show, and this is like a production thing, is they have this thing called unseen bits where they kind of show them being a little more off the cuff and it's like less produced. And I almost like those episodes more, or definitely find them very important.
Yeah.
Because you really get to see their actual personalities, because a lot of the stuff that they film for the show is like very produced. So it's like you're going to go on a date and it's all set up.
They talk about the same shit the whole time.
This is literally a conversation. So, do you like me?
How you feeling? Yeah, I mean, yeah. Where's your head at?
My head's at, I think we've got good chat. And I do find you attractive.
My mum would love you.
And same for me. And I do like brown hair. And that's like literally the conversation.
On the outside, yeah.
And they just keep asking each other back and forth if they like each other. And you're just like, guys, can we talk about like anything?
Movies?
Something.
Music?
Food?
What do we talk about?
I don't know.
And Unseen Bits, it's like them
goofing around. And that's like, you know, I
but
like that.
But the funny thing is like, it is kind of like boys goofing around together and the girls like
goofing around together too. I know.
Which is hilarious to me.
Then
when they come together to like date each other, they have like nothing in common.
They're totally different. They act so different. I know, it's there, and there's something that happens with, and you're seeing it more and more with like the younger generations as these seasons progress. I mean, we've watched every season of Love Island UK. And as you see it, I think the younger generations are building more opposite sex friendships a little bit more.
Right.
You see that like delineation of like the girls v boys kind of like breaking down.
There's not as much like guy code, which is incredible to see. I mean, it's still there, obviously.
Yeah, but it's breaking down.
In this season specifically, there's like a relationship, like, you know.
A couple.
That's going through some ups and downs.
Right.
And like the guys will like come
him out.
and call the guy out and like have the back of the girl, which is like unheard of
never
on
been
the show.
Seen. Yeah, I love that because it's like the kids they're paying attention. The younger
But you know,
people.
like apparently, according to studies, there's like more single young guys than ever, and like it's not, you can't say the same for women. So the women are like dating each other or like older guys. So
something's got to give with that. What do you think that is about?
I mean, I think it's sitting right here. Women are fun to date.
You know?
Wives are really fun to have.
I think like that whole patriarchal facade is like falling down a little bit, and it doesn't serve a single one of us.
No, it doesn't. It's like almost, well, it's not worse for them, but like it does bad
suck.
for everyone.
Yeah, no, it does, because I think once we start to like, you know, throw away those like gender boxes that we put ourselves into and like this gender performance that people think they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
They're going to realize it doesn't serve anybody. It doesn't serve a single relationship. And women are starting to realize they don't have to be in relationships that aren't good for them.
The only thing that it serves is hierarchies.
It
and
serves the ruling class.
Exactly.
To keep everyone like miserable.
That's the only thing it does.
Right.
Is to keep us in order.
So it's just more, I think now, like finding your authentic self and then finding people that are companions that work with you. And here's another thing. You don't have to find anybody.
Also that.
Or do anything.
But like there's like a whole other part of Love Island too where like there are a few girls where I'm like, she could swing the other way. She could be into, I could see that one enjoying a relationship with a woman.
You never know.
But like, you know, a lot of these people
compet
stay in heteronormative spaces and they don't experience different kinds of people.
Absolutely.
To see that they could be attracted to a more masculine woman or
anybody.
They, them, a non-binary person.
Or even a feminine one. Whatever that means.
Whatever that means.
Right.
I have blonde hair.
Yeah. My hair's long. Oh, she's my type. She's my type on paper. Yeah. Oh, she has what? Eyes, legs?
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Dark-skinned is one of them.
Yeah. What is
tanned skin?
What is that? These things, it's like weird.
Yeah.
Like colorism? I don't know.
Right? Are these like Ken's and it's like Ken and Barbie.
Speaking of colorism, I'm sure you'll talk about it on what we watched, but I do want to just quickly touch upon this movie that we watched last night called Strays on Netflix, which was...
We'll try not to give any spoilers, but, like, it's hard to not give spoilers because, like, the whole thing is kind of like, what's going on here until it reveals itself. And
you
you're
really
just like,
described it perfectly as sort of like the bizarro version, or like
Wish.com.
The Wish.com version of a Jordan Peele movie.
Yeah.
Which it definitely was. Like, at some point I was like, oh, okay, there's...
It was very derivative of a Jordan Peele movie.
Okay, spoilers are going to be for this movie, for Strays. If I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't love it.
No, I
thought...
So,
like, you're not necessarily missing anything.
No, when it ended, I was like, oh, it's like that.
But... essentially, the main character had the most insane version of fight or flight, which was to flight at the drop of anything.
Yeah.
And leaves behind, like, literally just, like, children.
Just
like, well, just
she
like...
has no maternal instinct at all.
It was very interesting.
Like, she's like a hamster that would, like, eat her babies, but, like...
Yeah, it was very, like, I was like, what happened to this woman?
Also, the casting of the main character was so off for me that I could not even get into it because, like, she runs away for, like, she has, like, new kids. The new kids are teenagers.
Right.
So she's been gone for, like, 17, 18 years. This girl looks like she's, like, our age, 35. Right.
Yes.
Like, she should be in her 40s. Like,
right.
They remark upon how good she looks, but, like, come on. And also, this actress in real life is, I think, a quarter black. I looked it up.
Yeah.
These kids that she left.
Yeah.
There's no way that those are her kids.
Right.
Scientifically.
Yeah.
First of all, they're like the same age as her.
Right. It was for a lot of reasons.
I couldn't get my head around like the
casting
of
was like just kind of whatever. Definitely. But the story,
the math's not mathsing.
The maths weren't mathsing. I definitely, guys, give it a watch. Let me know what you think.
It's actually hilarious.
It was really
There's a lot of this. But, like, that's like the tick. You know how, like, Jordan Peele always has, like, a tick?
Yeah.
Like
when
the teeth, like the tea thing, or like it gets like agitated, like it gets under your skin.
Yes.
Like, this person is like so clearly tense. Trying to recreate a Jordan Peele.
The whole thing I kept thinking the whole time, I was like, what made her like this?
Right?
Like, there's got to be some horrible traumatic origin story.
And you don't root for her at all. Like, you're just like, this is a terrible bitch. Yeah.
She leaves quite awake.
Yeah. You don't really root for anyone. You're just like, what's happening?
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite.
No.
I need more of those Harlan Coben.
Oh my, like Safe.
I love I love a mini series. I love like a 3 to 4 episode murder mystery.
Oh, I love those.
I love mysteries. And I want to find out what happened.
Yeah,
I loved the recent season of You that they just put out, the first part. Thank you for telling me what happened. If you guys aren't watching You, it's so good. It's so self-aware.
And, like, why is everyone so fucking put off by him being like, I don't want to do sex scenes?
I love that.
Who cares?
I don't.
Why is everyone so gassed about seeing Penn Badgley's junk?
I'm not really, like, can I be honest with you? And, like, I think I have, like, a healthy relationship with my sexuality.
You really do. As your wife, you, like, do.
Thank you. Everyone's gonna be like, what does that mean? She a freak? No. But literally, like, whenever I'm watching movies and the sex scene, it feels gratuitous and not earned, I don't like it.
Which is usually.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't need this.
You know what? Give me a hand slap on the inside of a sweaty car.
Any day.
Any day. That's all I need to see.
Is there anything more erotic than that hand slap in Titanic?
All I need to see.
We all understood.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you,
James. He's a master.
Who, James Cameron?
Yes. I love James Cameron.
I know. I hope he's not a huge fucking asshole.
He probably is, but, like, I think he's just, like, intense.
Yeah. He loves water.
He loves a powerful woman.
Underwater.
And water.
On the water, underwater. He does.
On top of the water.
Right.
But he just, like, has that big tank that he needs to keep using.
Right. He built it for the abyss.
He's got to keep using it.
He's renting the space.
Right.
So.
May as well. But yeah, I don't need to see gratuitous sex scenes.
No, me neither. I genuinely find it uncomfortable because if it doesn't flow, it's not right.
I want to see it.
Just tell me they had sex.
Okay.
Yeah, tell me.
That's one of my my favorite
references.
ADHD callbacks. Constant. You had sex?
And
from
also
Shandy.
sex, which is from the show Miranda.
Oh my god.
It's like when you're like the British mother like can't say
Yeah.
sex, so she goes.
Miranda's so funny.
It's if you guys haven't seen Miranda, I think it's on Hulu.
Sure. Amazon. It's on like BritBox
Whatever.
or something.
It's so joyful.
It's
She's so funny.
Funny.
I remember like watching it like screaming.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things to do is instead of laughing, just to do a sustained scream. I've said that before. It's good.
Molly loves it.
Guys, try different ways of expressing your emotions. Screaming, yelling.
How like unlocking new stims.
Oh yeah, unlocking new stims.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Once you start to like hack the fact that you're just a meat computer.
I know.
Like this morning I woke up and my eyes popped open and I was literally just like, nah. And like I was like, give it a minute. You have a hard time transitioning from different states of being. And it's like the minute you get in the bathroom and you put the podcasts on and whatever other shit you do to get yourself, you're going to be fine. And I talk myself through that.
That's
now
precious.
that I understand that.
Yeah.
Whereas before I'd be like, I just want to go back to bed.
And then, and then you're like, I'm the worst. Like, why do I suck at this so much?
Right.
And like, you're just you're like, when you turn the Mac on, it's like, boom.
Yeah.
Like, that's all you have to do.
Just turn it, just get yourself out of the bed and it'll be okay.
Just surf in USA into the day.
Yeah, just comfort yourself and just be like, listen, present you. Future you is going to be okay. And
like,
just
like we always say, you're not your thoughts.
You're observing your thoughts.
I know, right? Sometimes when I like get a little bit worked up, I remind myself of that. I'm like, oh.
Right? It does help. These things help.
I need to, clean my Mac.
Wait, I just wanted to say, as observing my thoughts, the scent notes are really starting to come out. This combo is
they're right
so
with us.
delicious. 10 out of 10 recommend.
And they look so cute together, don't they?
They do. Can I be honest with you? Both of these candles you can like mix with like a lot of candles.
Yeah.
Willow especially.
Oh yeah,
so
big time.
good with everything.
It's almost like the fall version of like the pine.
Yeah. You know what?
You know what? All of the Coven you can kind of burn.
Coven is season round.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of Hermione and Sabrina too.
You can. I was gonna say for nostalgia too, the entire Coven collection, because just growing up in Massachusetts and going to Salem and all of that, the Coven collection is so nostalgic for me.
So I mean, if we're gonna just start talking about stuff, like let's talk about the Hermione candle. She's named Hermione,
right?
After the Harry Potter book, which you were a big fan of.
Yep, still am. I love Harry Potter. It's I think a lot of especially queer people that are Harry Potter fans have talked about this. It's separating the art from the artist at this point because J.K. Rowling is a known TERF, which is a trans exclusionary radical feminist. Which is
how ridiculous is she? Good. She's like backtracking now that
there was
an
act of violence
murdered in the UK. It's like a direct result. Hello.
Hi. This is what we've been trying to tell you. Is like it's your views and what you're saying is making people unsafe.
Like, just shut the fuck up.
No one needs it.
Shut up.
I don't need your opinion on this.
Oh my god.
No one needs your opinion.
It's not like trans people are new. They've been around since the dawn of time. You just like all of a sudden realize now it offends you. Like shut the fuck up.
She's clearly having some sort of negative connection, trauma response to something, and now she's turned it into this like hate.
Now it's everyone else's problem.
Right. And the thing about Harry Potter...
Why don't you write more stuff from a male's point of view?
Right. That's a little interesting, don't you think? Yeah,
Sorry,
exactly.
The thing about Harry Potter?
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, but like it's bigger than her, and it means so much to so many people, and I've seen so many other people say this, that like it doesn't really belong to her anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's its own thing at this point. And she's literally... Sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
No, yeah.
But she's literally just like going against everything that she kind of taught us in a way through Harry Potter. And you're just kind of like, oh, okay, so you're the Voldemort now, which is just like, it's just ridiculous. Like
what is that called? What is it like when you live long enough to become the villain? The villain, basically.
Yeah. They say once you become a billionaire, the chemicals in your brain change.
I know, but then they're always like, she gave it away, and it's like she still got there.
Yeah, she still got there, and also like, what's wrong with her?
Something's wrong.
The bottom line is we do not condone J.K. Rowling. She doesn't get a fucking dime of money from this. It's a candle inspired by the name Hermione. So don't worry about that. It goes to our gay asses.
But like going back to separating the art from the artist, it's like almost impossible at this point.
Yeah.
Like if you look at any art, like fine art, all of those got motherfuckers.
Oh my god, they're awful.
Like you can't enjoy a Picasso.
Right.
And like even just the other day we were listening to Sirius XM radio, which is my new favorite thing.
Oh. We just treated ourselves to it. I know we're like very late on this trip.
I know, but I'm like
we're like, we
obsessed
just
with
got
it.
serious. Everyone's like, okay.
Well, it wasn't like a thing in our old car.
Right.
Now it is in our car.
Yeah.
So like, and I'm obsessed with it, obviously.
90s on 9.
90s on 9, 80s on 8. And it was like President's Day. We're counting down like the 46 top songs of like whatever decade.
Yeah.
And it was the 80s one. And of course, Michael Jackson was like number 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, you can't dispute the man's contribution to music and pop and everything.
Absolutely.
And like, you also can't excuse what he did, but like everyone else also did it.
Oh yeah,
I mean, so many people have done this. Like, where do we draw the line? You can't.
I don't know the answers. I don't have the answers.
Like, thank God for people like Dolly Parton.
Right. You know,
like it's crazy.
I know. It's a weird time for that, and it's true. Like you're saying, like you look back at like, you know, like your Picassos and this and that. Like, these were extremely problematic people that lived in extremely different times that, like, where it wasn't an issue.
Right.
Like, and it's, I guess, like, you're only as good as the education, like, people didn't understand. I mean, I really don't know.
We are just now calling it out as unacceptable.
Right.
I think, like, before we just, like, didn't have the
language,
the community.
Right.
I feel like the fact that we like all kind of are online and having each other's back in a way is helping us.
Yeah, I think that there's like a thing too, like where you're like you feel like an outsider for pointing out things that you just have a gut instinct about, and then you're the bad guy.
Right.
But like now it's kind of coming together where it's like, oh, Joss Whedon is an asshole.
Right.
Like, for example.
Right.
Again, Willow, who's a character from Buffy. Again, it's outgrown him. It's not his anymore.
I mean, we are both diagnosed with autistic traits. How many of these people have autistic traits and are having autistic meltdowns?
Right.
I'm just asking the question.
But
I'm not saying anything.
That's a very different thing from like what Michael Jackson is doing.
That's complete.
Separate
totally
that.
different.
Yeah.
But like, you know,
like
if I were
on a set,
in a high stress situation, like honest, I'm not justifying anything he's done.
No.
I'm just saying from my point of view.
Well, that goes into how important it is now that we have an understanding of what autism, the spectrum actually looks like, and what neurodivergent and ADHD even looks like. How important getting proper diagnoses and treatment and help and understanding is, so that this doesn't happen.
So we have like coping mechanisms,
right?
And like people
exactly.
understand what's happening.
It will help everybody.
Yeah.
It comes from that, and I think that that's like a super important thing to bring up. Totally. There's something wrong with the way the things are set up if people are like, if Hollywood is at the point now where like all these directors and creators are coming out as being either sexual predators or being assholes, something is extremely wrong, as we know, with the industry. And it takes sometimes a neurodivergent person or a person who sees something different to be like, we got to change this.
Yeah.
This is not how it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And I think it's, you know, it's good that we're having these conversations.
I don't know how like the entertainment industry or like Hollywood does correct itself, because like as someone who did work in it for a brief period of time, like it's just the way that it's set up.
Exactly.
Like I don't know how you fix that. How you keep people accountable, or like how
it takes people not letting things slide.
Right.
You can't let it slide. I mean, that's what it is. It's accountability. And people are always really, they misunderstand like free speech and this and that. And it's like, you can say whatever without going to jail.
Yeah, that's
but
what
there
that
are
is.
still consequences.
Right.
And consequences are good.
That's the free market, baby.
We're social people. We need to, you know, when you socialize your dogs, you teach them not to bite.
Or they're like, like when they socialize each other.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm not going to play with you if you bite me.
Yeah.
And same.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play if you bite. Enough.
Mm-hmm.
And we should stop, you know? We need people like on Love Island, like Shaq, who calls out Ron for not being nice to Lana.
I love Shaq.
For example. It all comes back to Love Island.
Shaq was right about Ron doing the dishes.
Yeah.
Okay? Shaq was right.
I agree.
That was making me fucking crazy.
Guys, please watch the show so we can talk about it.
Justice for Shaq.
Anyways, I feel like we touched on a lot of subjects today. It was a really good catch-up. I feel quite...
Yeah.
It's like ketchup.
Oh,
Catsup.
I love ketchup.
I actually love ketchup.
Do you have a favorite kind?
Heinz.
Simply Heinz?
Sure, I like Simply. It tastes exactly the same, so might as well get the Simply.
Might as well get the one without
and you know what else I love?
corn syrup.
Honey mustard.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I love mayonnaise too.
I'm a mayonnaise girl. I'm a condiment girl. I love sauce.
Mm.
I mean, I like to dazzle my senses.
Why not? You know,
I love to dazzle my senses.
You know, like when you go to a Wawa and you like build your.
Yes.
So I would like go with my mom or like Sheetz in Virginia.
Sure.
And she'd always be like, "Why are your sandwiches like so much better than mine?" I'm like, "Bitch, because I'm getting the condiments."
Oh, she would get a dry sandwich?
Yes. She didn't really know. She's not like she wasn't like building sandwiches growing up, you know?
Yeah. You and I are particularly good at building a sandwich.
I can build a dank sandwich.
I think sandwiches are my favorite food. Turkey sandwich is my favorite food. So.
And that's on that. That's on period.
And on that note, I think I'm actually starving.
Yeah, let's go like make a bunch of turkey sandwiches.
Exactly. And we'll be back next week with the campfire. And I can't wait. I don't know what we're doing yet, so I'm excited to see what it might be.
We have a running list, so
there's a running list.
To maybe throw some darts at it.
We make a tick every time somebody makes a recommendation, so it's gonna be something really stupid and good.
As usual.
And we hope you have a great weekend, and we love you, Candle Coven.
Love you.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.